Welcome to Pisces Tarot, and I am your host, Mimi Lightseer. Your business is my business. Today, we will dive into your business with a timeless relationship reading, which means it could be platonic, professional, or romantic. In this session, we will explore the overall energy of your reading, obtain cosmic insights to identify the topics, spill the tea on the energies involved, uncover the positives and the negatives while revealing the lessons that you need to learn, and suggest actions for healings and the best possible outcomes. Remember, this is a general reading, and you have found it when this message is needed. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. Remember, I am LGBTQ plus friendly, using pronouns for storytelling purposes. Lastly, please like, rate, subscribe, and comment. Let me know how this message is connecting with you. And without further ado, let's get into your business.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Pisces Tarot, everybody. I am your host. I am Mimi Lightseer, and over here at Pisces Tarot, your business is my business. And ooh, child, we about to get into somebody's business, okay? Good morning to all of my guppies, my friends who are on the graveyard shift. Good evening to my international family. What's up to everybody watching behind the scenes on TikTok today? If you are new to the Pisces Tarot experience, go ahead and drop a star in the chat. If you are a returning friend, go ahead and put a fish in the chat. We love to recognize our new and our returning guests and friends over here to Pisces Tarot. So good morning, and welcome. Today's agenda consists of a brief energy cleanse and meditation with sound bowl cleansing, followed by some divine insights, which are some downloads and earworms. And today I got an earworm for you guys, okay? I kind of gave it away during the pre-show, but I do have an earworm for you guys today. Then we'll get into the overall energy reading, which will consist of some insights and observations. Then we will shift into the overall tarot card reading portion of the reading, and I will confirm everything of what I've told you. And then I will close this out with some final thoughts and potential final outcomes, all right? Now listen, y'all. I've been up since literally 2 o'clock this morning, okay? Some of y'all been up working all night. Some of y'all been tossing and turning. Some of you have just woken up for the day. Some of y'all been at work dealing with people on a funky energy, okay? Let me tell you, no matter where you are, okay, I want you to get ready to find your scrub brushes, toothbrushes, wig brushes, mops, brooms, whatever vacuum, whatever cleaning supply that you can find. My personal choice is the Scrub Daddy, okay? The scrub brush. But I want you to find those emojis and put them in the chat, because it is time for us to level set and clearing our energy and get ready for this reading. All right, here we go. Before we move forward, it's important that we just take a second to level set and ground ourselves. And the simplest way of us doing this is by cleansing our energy through both breath work and sound. So what we want to do is we're going to take in a couple deep breaths, hold it, and exhale slowly. With each inhale, I want you to focus on inviting clarity and balance into your life. And with each exhale, I want you to release any tension or distractions. And we're going to do this 3 times. All right, here we go. All right, y'all. And lastly, we're going to clean up any remaining stagnant energy that is here and just reset by coming one into alignment and presence. All right. So here we go with our girl, Boo Boo. She's moving. Hold on. Divine Spirit, I call upon you for your guidance and your wisdom during this reading. Please surround me with your light and your love. Help me to receive clear and accurate messages. May this reading bring insight, clarity, and understanding for the highest good of all of those who are involved and for the harm of none. Amen, 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 amen. Listen, y'all, listen. If y'all ready for a fun, safe, but honest interaction, okay? I welcome you this morning. As a reminder, this is a safe space. Your honesty and your transparency is appreciated. We have all been a fool in love before, and today just may be your turn. So let's get ready for an engaging and dynamic time. If you are ready to get into this, I want to see those cooking emojis. Go ahead and drop those cooking emojis in the chat, because I promise you, I don't know what all this is about. I keep hearing this earworm, but we about to get into it, all right? So put those cooking emojis in the chat, and here we go. Now, before I do any reading every day, I always take a minute to stop and just to reflect upon the immediate energies of what Spirit is showing me. And as I said in the pre-show, I keep on hearing this song. And I mean, this song is from 1986, okay? 1986. And I remember when this was a thing, like every girl, okay, especially every Black girl, was trying to emulate Miss Janet Jackson. Okay. She was that girl. Okay. And so the song came out in October 21st, 1986 on the album Control. And I keep hearing Janet Jackson singing Control. All right. So what I am hearing is, when I was 17, I did what people told me. I did what Father said. I let my brother, why can't I read? When I was 17, I did what people told me. I did what my father said, and I let my mother mold me. But that was long ago. I'm in control, never going to stop. Control to get what I want. Control. I like to have a lot. Control. Now I'm all grown up. When I first fell in love, I didn't know what hit me. So young and so naive, I thought it would be easy. But now I know I've got to take control. Okay. I don't know what this is about. And I have been noodling on this, y'all, for like the past 30, 45 minutes, just trying to understand, like, what is this about? And as I was sitting on it and as I was noodling on it, trying to make sense of it, someone is taking back their power. Someone is taking back their control. Someone is walking into the better versions of their higher self. And this is about you feeling empowered. This is about you feeling inspired. This is about you understanding that, you know, yes, things have been sad. Things have been awful for you in the past. You have been feeling very vulnerable and very fragile. But now you're shifting into a different space in your life where it's like, I'm coming into this fruition of who I am. I'm coming into this phase of honoring myself in my experiences. And I'm integrating all of these things into practical wisdom and knowledge and expertise on how to live and govern my life. And it is very appalling to some who've known you. They knew the old version of you, but they're not receptive of the newer version of you. And this is you being unapologetic about what your boundaries are, about what your needs and your wants are, about what your aspirations are. And so I'm hearing this control. Like, if you've never heard this song before, please go look it up on YouTube. This video was really, really phenomenal with Janet. Control. With the shoulder pads, you know, all of that. Yeah. So listen, I don't know exactly who this is for this morning, but I can promise you, all right, if you are ready to get into this, to find out who's taking control, who's getting in control, who's going through this growth spurt, who's walking into this new phase of their life, I want you to put the tea kettles in the chat. Go ahead and put the tea kettles in the chat, because baby, we're about to get into this, child. I want to know more information, because I'm like, who is in control? Who is like not going to take no losses? Like, I want to know. Who said I ain't doing this no more? You said you playing with me? Who you playing with? Who you think you talking to? I'm in control. Okay? Like, if y'all ready to get into this for real, I want to see those tea kettles, tea kettles, tea kettles. Go ahead and drop them in the chat because it's time for us to get into this. Here we go. Now, when understanding energy, it's important to know that spirit talks to us in a variety of ways. And sometimes it's through signs, synchronicities, wonders, coincidences. It could be through repetitive numbers. It could be through a plethora of different things, okay? So I always want to encourage you to pay attention to the things that call your attention. Like, don't overlook the things that spirit is sharing with you and talking to you, because everybody is not going to have this prolific Moses moment. You know, it's not going to be this big dramatic thing where it's like, you know, like you're just having this moment and then all of a sudden it's this prolific thing that happens and it goes, thus saith the Lord. Like, sometimes it don't be like that, right? Sometimes it's like these repetitive signs, synchronicities, wonders, coincidences, conversations that come up multiple times in a day. You may see the same thing multiple times in a day. It's a plethora of ways that things may come to you. All right. So today, the overall energy reading for today. Okay. The oracle's gift. Okay. So someone may be opening up a full cup of emotions, okay? Somebody may be offering to you some emotions. Someone may be feeling like their cup is overflowing. It could also be you feeling like things are finally coming into fruition for you, okay? Like things that you've been hoping for, things that you've been wishing for, praying for, those things are coming into fruition. But whenever we think about cups, in tarot, cups always represents thoughts, feelings, and emotion. Well, more so feelings and emotions than thoughts. And if you look at this cup more closely, it is not all the way full. Okay, it is not all the way full. All right. So this may be someone pouring back into you. This could also be reflective of, you know, how you've poured into other people. And this is why you're now in a space where you're like, you know what? It's time for me to take control. It's time for me to not just do what other people expect for me to do. Now it's time for me to live for me. Okay. Now it's time for me to walk into my power, walk into my destiny, walk into my higher self, because I can't live. That's the thing. You can't live your life for nobody else but you. You can't live your life for anybody else but you. Okay. So this is where this is coming in as well. Maybe you feel like you've been living your life for everybody else but you. Maybe you've been living life trying to please your parents. Maybe you're thinking about your children. Maybe you've been living your life for your job. And now you're just like, you know what? I'm in control. I'm in control. All right. So let's see. What is the truth that we need to hear right now for our journey? What is the truth that we need to hear right now for our journey? Okay. Growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. Okay, so this is about growth. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. If you know that you're going through a period in your life where you're growing through something and you feel like this was the biggest gift that somebody could offer you, is to allow you space to grow. Can you put a red heart in the chat? If this is the best thing that you could have done, was to go through this space and honor yourself by growing, stepping into control, stepping into destiny, feeling like, you know, I'm unapologetically doing me. I'm not going to have any regrets about it. I had to walk away from these relationships that are no longer serving me. You know, it might have been a job you had to quit because it's stressing you, whatever it is, right? You're just taking back over control of your destiny and of your life. All right. Now, guides of the hidden realms, what messages do you have for us today? All right, look. They saying everything. All right, guides of the hidden realms, what messages do you have for us today? All right. Emergence of true knowing. This is about intuition. This is about rigorous honesty and taking inventory. So again, this kind of goes back to what I was saying with the earworm today about control, right? taking that inventory, being conscientious of what's around you, right? Following your intuition, not just going with something because that's what somebody tells you to do, agreeing to disagree and being like, you know what, cool. You know, you don't like that, cool. I'm going to do it anyway because that's what I want to do and this is my life. And I'm not going to love who you want me to love. I'm not going to be where you want me to be. I'm not going to do it how you want me to do it just because you said it. I did that when I was required. Now this is my life. This is my life. And I can tell you something happened in me when I turned 40. It was just like, oh, hell no. You know what I mean? Like I always kind of like had that pizzazz, but like now it's like, oh, hell no. Like what? No. You know what I mean? So it's definitely no more people pleasing coming with this. Okay. It's no more people pleasing, but this is also not being afraid to stand on your intuition and follow it. Okay. And follow it. All right. Now, how is this showing up for us in our day-to-day lives? How is this showing up in our day-to-day lives? Control. Not being bamboozled, not being deceived. Coming out from the veil being pulled over your eyes. Somebody's been having wool over their eyes. Who's been in a relationship where somebody has been deceiving you and putting wool over your eyes and you finally have removed the blinders and there's no more rose-colored glasses? If you remove the blinders and there are no more any rose-colored glasses, can you put like a black heart in the chat? You're taking control. You're like, no, I'm not doing this just because this is what you said to do. Like, no, not doing that no more. I'm not going to be who you want me to be just because that's what you want me to be. That's not what we doing no more. I'm going to do me. I'm going to stand on business and it is what it is. Either you like it or you don't.
Who gonna check me, boo?
Okay. All right. Now, comparison. Okay. Maybe in the past you were falling victim to being in comparison to somebody else. You could be one of the people who scroll on social media a lot and you may have been measuring yourself up against other people who are on social media. So perhaps, you know, you're looking at how other people are living their lives and you're like, you know, it's time for me to do me. You know, sometimes people live vicariously through other people. Maybe there's a dream, an aspiration or something that you've been wanting. And or you could be looking at your personal relationships and measuring yourself up to somebody else as well with that comparison. Okay. But nevertheless, this is all about someone taking in control, no longer being subjected to those narratives, no longer being acquiescing or ascribing to what someone else is telling you. It's more like you're defining your own vision for yourself and walking into it without apology, you know, without apology. Right? Taking that control, taking back over that ownership of your life. Okay. And knowing that it's going to work out because you're doing what your spirit is telling you. You're following your intuition. This is scary for you because this is something that you've never done before. Okay. This is something that you have never done before. You've kind of like been reluctant and just going with the flow. And now you just like, no. Like, no, I said no. And my no is no. No is a complete sentence. No is a complete sentence. Okay. You know, no is a complete sentence. All right. So your yeses are your yeses and your no's are your no's. And you're not feeling bad about changing it. Okay. Like it is what it is, you know? So someone is definitely walking into that power, and it's a fierce power in knowing that when you come around other people, you are definitely irritating other people with your disposition and how you're moving.
Hell no. What did you say? Hell no. What did she say?
You said what you said. Okay. All right. Now, what is a sign that this reading may be for us? Globes. If you're seeing a whole lot of globes right now, this is about you walking into your possibilities. Okay. Anything is possible. And this is you knowing that anything is possible. Okay, you may be planning trips. You may be doing something very bold that you have not done before. Again, starting to walk into your, coming out of your shell and walking into your own light and into your own way of doing things. Okay, taking that control. If you suddenly had like a light bulb moment where you're starting to go and do things your own way, how you want to, when you want to, how you want to do it, can you put a light bulb in the chat? If you had that aha revelation where like, you know what, this is no longer serving me as it is, and it's time for me to take control, go after what's possible, stop pouring pouring into other people, emptying my cup, giving to a bunch of people who don't give to me. And this is like so groundbreaking for you because this was not who you were. This is not who you were in the past. Okay, you've been stuck, you've been bound, you've been complicit and allowing people run amok on you and act a fool. All right. What is the soul whisper for today? Macrocosm. All right. Macrocosm is the soul whisper for today. Macrocosm. All right. Let's see what it says for us today. Macrocosm. The universe is not made up of atoms. It is made up of tiny stories. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. The universe is not made up of atoms. It is made up of tiny little stories. Gaze up into the sky on a clear night and you will see a million stars, a million galaxies spanning further than your imagination could ever take you. Consider the possibility that somewhere among this great expanse, there is another person much like yourself looking out with the same question, the same worries, and the same wonders. It is important to always have perspective of your place in the cosmos. While things in your own reality may seem huge, realize that in the grand scheme of things, your worries are only a drop in the ocean. Remember that on this journey, you are never alone. There will always be someone who has trodden this path before you. Keep an eye out for the markers along your journey, those familiar things that will help you remember that despite how lonely the road may feel, you have forged the same path ahead of you. Many have forged the same path ahead of you. Tomorrow, the universe will waken anew and with the promise of possibility for what is to come for you and for all. So this is about you changing your perspective, your depths, your outlook, and your proportion. This is about you overcoming feeling empty and void with nothingness and hopelessness. And this ties into your crown chakra. Okay. So this is about you taking into that control that we have been talking about. Now, as we start to shift to more personal insights, okay? I want you guys to keep in mind that you need to focus on what resonates with you and leave what doesn't, okay? You will never go to the store and buy a pair of shoes and try to make something fit that don't fit your feet. So don't make a reading try to fit you. If it don't fit, just leave it alone, you know? All right, so here we go, guys. Here we go with these personal insights. All right, here we go. Mercury retrograde, electronic issues, communication issues, reviewing everything. So something may have started off during Mercury retrograde, which was back at the middle of March, I believe, going into April, with the pre-shadow and post-shadow and all that stuff like that. So we really just came out of Venus and Mercury retrograde. But I feel like you started this process during Mercury retrograde, okay? There was some type of communication that went left that made you stop and think about what was happening and start to reflect upon where you were with things, how you were feeling about things. And I'm not surprised because with that Venus being in retrograde as well, This has something to do with love, okay? This has something to do with the matters of the heart and where you're putting your feelings and your emotions, all right? All right, bye, Felicia. Peacing out. Thank you. Next, leaving and not caring. Control. Doom, doom, doom. Control. Yep. Bye, Felicia. Okay, moving on. What is the T? Somebody had it to the ceiling. Something that was said, something so small, just pushed you to the limit and blew up. And it was like, you know what? I don't need this. Like whatever it was so minute, but it was so impactful that you was like, what am I doing?
Useless sometimes.
Okay. What is the T? Cock blocking. Okay. Cock blocking. All right. Somebody has been trying to block you from moving on. Those ways of working are no longer working anymore. Somebody who was controlling and emotionally manipulative, trying to keep you bound, it ain't working no more. All them times you was talking about leaving before and didn't go nowhere, and now you actually bust the grape in a fruit fight, and now they just stunned. They can't believe it. They're over here. They're just over here just like, who's this new person? And you like, new wig, who's this? All right, what lies beneath all of this? Game over. Game is over. Y'all see this? Y'all see this? The game is over. I don't care what happened before in the past, but at this point in your life, you are done. Okay? The game is over. When we look into the broken mirror, what do we see? When we look into the broken mirror, what do we see? Unfinished business, proposal, forgiveness, reconciliation. Somebody may be hoping that things are not over, but they are over. Do you hear me? Somebody may be still, again, going back to that cock blocking, emotionally manipulative. This person was always trying to put you up against somebody else. That's what this comparison card is. This person may have always been like looking on social media and finding like a prototype of what they want, and possibly was always sending you like these videos and links like, why can't you be like this? Or why can't we do this? Or why can't we do that? And it just got to be to the point where it's just like, do you really want me or do you really want them? You understand what I'm saying? Like, they're giving Delulu vibes. If you know you was dealing with somebody that's delusional, can you put the clown emoji in the chat? Like, if you know that they clearly delusional, but you didn't see that before, but now you seeing all they Delulu because now you ain't dealing with them. Put the clown in the chat for me. Because like, I really feel like you are almost embarrassed now that you know how much of a clown this person is. Like, now that you know, you just like, oh, why was I ever dealing with that person to begin with? My son heard me say one day when I was driving, clown. So like one time I was driving and somebody did something stupid. He was like, clown. Just saying. All right. The true emotion here is my way, stubborn, arrogant, pride, and ego. Very selfish. Didn't I tell y'all this? Didn't I tell you this? This is all about control. This is all about control. Control. Yeah. Somebody said sick and tired. Everything is all about you. It's all about your way. What somebody can do for you, but you can never get to nobody else. Controlling. Oh, this is all making sense. Whoever this is, whoever business we finna get in, you finally had a revelation. You said, why am I always doing what you want me to do? Why is it always about you and what you do and what you want? Why you can't never give to me? Why can't you never be about me? You stripped me away from my dreams, my goals, my aspirations, and now that I'm not with you, and now I'm not under your spell, under your whatever, you know, I'm seeing clearly I can do whatever I want to do. You're not manipulating me anymore. You're not brainwashing me anymore. Not the devil card falling out. Yeah. That person. Y'all, why these two cards just, as I went to go pick up my deck, these two cards fell out. The first card is release, purge, surrender, emotional release, clearing, walking away, control. The other card that fell out is separation, longing, abandon, divorce, broken dreams, heartbreak, and grief. Control. If you and your boo thing separated, put a broken heart in the chat. Is it really your boo thing though? Or did you used to just be underneath their magical, whimsical powers, you know? You allow them to put their sticks all up in your honey pot or whatever, you know? And now that you don't have that, you like, I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I haven't sung in a while. All right. What is blocking this connection? What is blocking this connection? Not all the cards falling. The sky is falling down. All right. Whew. All right. So several cards fell out. Mixed signals fell out. No good ones. Walking away. Addiction and too busy. Okay. Yeah. Too many cards though. All right, let's see. These cards just don't want to do right today. What the what? Let me tell you what's crazy about all of this. What's really crazy is when you walked away from this person could not believe that you walked away. And it's like you've been doing all of these things all of this time. All this time you've been running amok and acting a fool and being disrespectful and being demeaning and belittling and condescending and unsupportive. And now that I done finally moved on, you looking like I done came down with some mystery disease or something.
Mystery illness. What? A mystery illness.
This person is full of excuses. Okay, this person is full of excuses. You have so many reasons for why it don't work out. Find reasons that it can work. All right. So I want you to go ahead and start dropping your zodiac signs in the chat. Dropping your zodiac signs in the chat. Drop them zodiac signs in the chat. Because I'm telling you, right here, right now, person A has finally got some boldness to them. They said, bye, Felicia. Whatever happened during the Mercury retrograde, that was enough for them to walk away from this. They're like, you know what? Game is over. I'm sick and tired of dealing with this. I'm releasing. I'm separating myself from this, and I am done. Okay? Person B, very egotistical, prideful, always wanted their way. Now they can't believe that you done moved on. They're like, no. Hold on now. This is unfinished business over here. They blocking you from moving on. They want you to still be all touched into them and just all, all about them. And coming up with 1,000,001 excuses about why they want you, but then they ain't coming with no improvements. They ain't coming with no type of nothing. No type of nothing. Got all the excuses in the world, but you ain't changing your behaviors. You so apologetic, but where is the behavior modification? Where is the consideration for me as a human being and as a person? All right. So if y'all ready to get into this reading, go ahead and drop them zodiac signs. Go ahead and drop them zodiac signs because it's time for us to figure out whose business we finna get into. All right. Remember, I do my readings for Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. So even if I don't call your placements, I could be talking about you if you don't know. And if I'm not talking about you, just sit back and be a cross watcher. You're going to be entertained because it's going to be some foolishness. I can tell you that now. All right, here we go. All right. Whose business are we about to get into today? They are stunned. When I tell you this person is so stunned that you have walked away, they are completely stunned. When I tell you this person right here, right now, they cannot believe that you have done the things that you've done. When I tell you, they are just like, who is this version of you? Because this version of you, they've never seen before. All right, here we go. All right, that card fell on the floor, so I'm not going to take it. But person A. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Where are my Aries, Leo, Sagittarius? If you or your person is an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, can you put the fire signs in the chat? Fire signs in the chat. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, you are coming in as the 6 of Wands this morning. This is public recognition, victory, progress, and self-confidence. Is this not everything that I've been telling y'all? The confidence is here. Okay, the confidence is here. The moving forward, the progression, the victory, the moving away with your head high, knowing that everything is going to be all good. I'm not stunting you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm doing me. That's person A. Person A is the Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Person B in all of this could be a water sign. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. You are coming in as the 10 of Cups. If you or your person is a water sign, can you put the water signs in the chat? We're talking about the 10 of Cups, okay? Divine love, harmony, blissful relationships, alignment, inner happiness, fulfillment, dreams coming true, family contentment, total love and support. This person is so full of it. Do you hear me? This person is so full of it. So if you or your person is a fire or a water sign, go ahead and put it in here because I'm going to tell you this right now. I ain't even going to lie to you. As a water sign, I'm telling you right now, this person is so full of okay? They're so full of it. All right? If y'all ready to get into this business, because they trying to make it seem like you made their life so happy. We already talked about that. It's unfinished business. Let me propose. Let me reconcile. Let me keep you from moving on with your life. We already talked about it. If y'all ready to get into this reading, I want to see those magnifying glasses. Magnifying glasses. It's time for us to zoom in. We listen. We don't judge, but we sure get messy. All right? Y'all ready for this? Here we go. All right. So again, keep in mind, I do my readings for Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. Why can't I shuffle the cards right now? No idea. All right. Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. What is going on with my fire and my water signs? And remember, the energy can be inverted too. Okay. I'm just organizing this to tell you what I'm seeing. All right. Person A. Person A is like, whatever. Do you hear me? Person A is moving on with their lives with this Wheel of Fortune. Person A, my Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You feel a level of freedom like never before. Remember, we were talking about this with the song, Control. Okay. Like now that the blinders have been lifted from off of your eyes, now that you have moved on, you're no longer subjecting yourself to the chaos, to the confusion, to the manipulation, to any of that. Now you see it coming. Now you are healing. Now every time this person starts with their antics, you are no longer like playing these games with them anymore. You just like, what?
Damn you!
Where are you coming from with this? You know? It feels like now that you have come into this space of recognizing and accepting, the only way you're going to get your cup full is if you start to listen to yourself. It feels like there's a piece of guilt here like never before. This has been a long-term relationship. It had moments where it's off and on, up and down, very codependent. I'm not surprised by the back and forth, the up and down, because we have water and air. I mean, water and fire, which are interesting elements, right? So you have water puts out fire. Fire can put out water. Evaporate water. Fire can also make water boil. Okay. So from an elemental standpoint, you have something that's always hot and dry, wet and cool. Okay. So from an elemental standpoint, it's a lot of things going on there, right? A lot of emotions. Somebody come on too strong, somebody coming in, like that. And so now that this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius has finally come from underneath this manipulative spell, it's been like an emotional spell. Like this Aries, I'm really appalled here because I've never really known an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius to be so smitten by someone. But whatever this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio got going on, they got something going on that just blows your mind. Or at least it blew your mind, okay? But it was very volatile, very turbulent, very up and down, very emotionally draining and toxic, okay? In every aspect of the word. But now that you're no longer underneath the agency of this person, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, you're seeing your life take off and go in a whole different direction. Now that you are no longer afraid to make a move, you like, oh, I'm not afraid of my own shadow. You like, now that I'm out here doing me, I'm not scared. I'm not scared. Whereas before, everything was so frightening to you. Now you're just like, I don't need you and I don't need this. It feels very much so playing games with you. Playing with your emotions, playing with your feelings, playing with your thoughts. Can you put the dice in the chat? If you tired of people playing dice with you, go ahead and put that in the chat. If you tired of people gambling with you, tired of people playing games with you, not taking your thoughts, your feelings, and your emotions under consideration, just being irresponsible with your heart, put the dice in the chat. Now, person B in all of this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio is coming in with the Three of Wands in reverse. Okay, the Three of Wands in reverse. This got them turned upside down, inside out, backwards. They never thought that you would get to this point where you would leave. They never thought that you would get to this point where you would leave. This has all been a game. This has all been a game. They've toyed with you for so long. And now that you're walking into your power, where it's like, I don't have to do this no more. I'm not doing this no more. I'm not kicking it with you. I'm not falling victim no more. Now it's like, no. You understand? It is a whole power that is coming to this. And their ways of working and how they used to do things are no longer working for you anymore. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. My question is, what has caused you to be in this predicament with them anyway? But there were definitely power dynamics here. Control issues. Maybe this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio was a breadwinner, but they had some type of authority, some type of leadership, and they exuded this confidence and leadership all over the place. All over the place. Just a real evil person to me. It's coming across as being very evil, manipulative, cunning, conniving, selfish. Could be perceived as narcissistic, but definitely the type of person where they will say, if I can't have you, nobody can have you type of thing. And it's very daunting just to think that they would say something like that, knowing that they're not even doing right by you. They want you, but they don't want nobody else to have you.
Oh my God.
And so this has really got them stumped. It's like, okay, whereas before I would be able to put on a show and I would be able to go and buy them gifts and lure them in and pretend like I'm a whole changed person. Now that ain't working no more. It's just like, what is happening here? They are completely stunned. Do you hear me? This person cannot believe that they are in this space with you where you're not returning their calls. You're not returning their texts. You've blocked them on social media. You've cut this person off. And they're not understanding what that is all about.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Yeah. If you are the person who relates to person B and you feel like your time is winding out, can you put the little time glass winding out in the chat? Tell the truth and shame your devil. Ain't nobody judging you if you've been acting toxic. We already know about you. We ain't judging, no. We just talking. All right. Here we go. What is favorable about this connection? Well, what is favorable is that there was a soulmate connection here. There was a soulmate connection here. All right. You saw this person as being your happily ever after. But when I tell you this connection was so imbalanced and so off, like I said, it was up, down, in, out, round and round, back and forth. It's all the 4 places we said we were not going in 2025. This person has taken you on this emotional roller coaster. And that's where some of the guilt is about this. Because remember, I said to you, this is someone that you've been knowing for a long time. This is not a new relationship. This ain't something that, like, this is a long time. I feel like this is somebody you may have known since you were kids. So there is their type of obligation. But it's not a quick relationship. Now, had people gone and got into therapy and counseling and been very intentional about going through those things, this actually could be a healthy relationship that is vibrant, and it could be producing results that you want to produce. But because this Mickey Ficky here don't think that they have issues, they don't think that they think that I told y'all this person is very delusional. Okay? So any type of feedback you give them, they looking at you like you just spoke Chinese to them or something. You want to let go of them. They don't want to let go of you. But you have come to the point, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, where you are like, this is insane. I cannot continue to go down this path with you. This is unhealthy. This is toxic. This is volatile. Y'all might even get to the point where y'all arguing. Y'all might shove each other. Not necessarily hit, but just like shove, right? But it just got to the point to where it's like, I cannot sustain like this. This is so unhealthy for me.
You sound insane. Do you realize that? You should be medicated.
But then it's like, even though you kept coming to this conclusion and to this awareness, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, something in you will just keep pulling you back to this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And then you go back into this cycle all over again. Okay? It's a repetitive cycle where, and let's be clear, the good days do not outweigh the bad days in this. The negatives don't outweigh the positives in this. This is what's making you feel so empowered, finally, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, because you are like, I cannot do this anymore. I am done. Done, done, done. Done, 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 done. Period. If you feel like you've poured everything that you possibly can pour into this person, can you put a glass of water in the chat? Put a glass of water in the chat. If you feel like, regardless if you're person A or person B, if you feel like you were pouring everything that you possibly could into this person, go ahead and put the cup of water in the chat. Because it definitely feels like you were doing everything that you could possibly do to keep this thing going. And it got to the point to where every time you would go back, everybody around you was looking at you like you was crazy. Like, and then here goes the fake promises. Here goes the fake lies. Here goes the I'm never gonna do that again. All of that stuff, right? And then next thing you know,
1 hour later,
they doing it again. A couple minutes later,
5 minutes later.
here they go. They doing it again.
Stop it. What?
So here you are, years later, they still doing the same thing.
2,000 years later.
It has gotten to the point where you just said enough is enough. Enough is enough. Now, what is consequential about this? What is problematic about this? Well, the first thing that came out was the Magician and the Knight of Wands. And the reason why I'm going to take this is because before I could get to the one card, these two cards fell out to clarify this Two of Cups, okay? I am so glad that this is no longer working for you, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This person had a habit of, again, coming forward and acting like they knew what to do. They were going to put all of their power, their attention, their focus on you, their care. It is a chronic thing with this person where they keep on acting like, oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and I'm going to shut down all of these other things, all the ways that I've been doing things, all of that. I'm going to improve. Where? How? Next thing you know, you back in this cycle of nothingness. Okay? So I'm really proud that now that you got the game, it took you long enough, and I'm not saying that out of judgment, but now that you got the game and you understand the games that are being played, you over here just like, nah, boo, you ain't finna deceive me like that.
You are a scammer.
Nah, you can't pull no wool over my eyes. Now you get it. Now you see it. And now you know every time this person try to come with this malarkey, you over here just like, yeah, that's cute. Okay? That's cute. Uno out. All right? Now, what is problematic about this connection? Woo! The Ten of Cups in reverse. You said enough is enough. I am sick and I am tired. And when I'm not sick, I'm tired. You have hit your breaking point. Do you hear me? You are at that point of no return. And this person did not see this coming at all. Okay? They did not see this coming at all. And what's crazy is they thought that you were bluffing. Because in all honesty, let's be clear. You say one thing and you do something else.
Survey said.
Everybody knows it. That's why now, when you start talking all that cash money stuff, all your friends just be like, just wait for it.
Round 2.
But this time, something was different. This time, something was different. It's not that people didn't want to support you. It wasn't that people didn't believe in you. People knew that when dealing with you, they knew that it was going to be a period where you was going to spin the block and go back and be back in the land of make-believe and Delulu. They knew it. But now we in a different phase of your life. Now you're in the phase where you're like, I'm in control. I'm going to do what I need to do for me. I don't care if I don't have all of the same material objects that you gave me before in the past. Now I don't care if I don't have as much money as I had before in the past. Now I don't care if I got to work harder to get what I need to get. I got to work more hours to do what I need to do. I'm ready to do what I need to do for me. This ain't got nothing to do with you. This has everything to do with me and how I've allowed you to run my life all this time, wreaking havoc over my life because I thought that you was just somebody I just had to have.
I need it!
And now you just like, why did I ever feel this way ever to begin with? Now you've realized how much you've fallen victim to the chronic cortisol levels being through the roof from this over dramatic, heightened anxiety stress that you allow this person to put you in day after day, week after week, month after month, year over year. You allowed it.
I'm in pain all the time.
But now it's making sense to you. Now you over here like, wait a minute now, I know how this go.
I see you. We good. Okay. We good. I see. We see each other. We see each other. We good.
If you finally got the wake-up call that this ain't what you want to do no more, and you know you just were not feeling happy, you were not feeling vibrant, you were not feeling confident, you were not feeling secure, you were not feeling the joys that you should feel. Again, not saying that we're being unrealistic about what love really looks like, because you're going to have some good days and some bad days. But if you know that you are no longer in that fog anymore, I want you to put in a chat the key. You now know what you got to do. You know that this is unsustainable. You know that this ain't life, and you know that this ain't living. Now, what is this trying to teach you? The King of Wands in reverse. The King of Wands in reverse. It's interesting because many of you feel as though you lost a lot. But what you're not seeing is the positives of you waking up and realizing that you've gained a lot. You've gained a lot. You've gained clarity. You've gained wisdom. You've gained knowledge. You've gained understanding. You matured. You matured. Now that you have come into awareness that some of the things that were being said and done to you were not by your choice. It was based on the games that they were playing.
The lies. There you go. This bitch. The lies.
This is teaching you how not to live your life. You allowed this person to put this wool over your eye and to keep you bound to a relationship that was not growing, that was not promising, that had nothing to really offer you. And now that you know that this is toxic, this is abusive, this is not living. Now that you know that, you're ready to stand on business.
Oh man, not again.
Whatever it was that they said to you the last time, whatever it was they said to you was enough for you to be like, you know what? I think my mama and them real right about you. This got to the point to where you was just like, you know what? Maybe my mama and them did know what they was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. Everybody wasn't hating on me after all. You got me up here acting a fool, about to nut up, about to go to jail dealing with you. Maybe they was telling the truth. Maybe everybody wasn't jealous of me after all. Maybe this was just me believing a fantasy, believing a lie. This person was never capable of loving me the way that I wanted to be loved and treated. But you played the game. You played the game. You played it. And now, you said game is over. What do you need to do to heal? Take back your energy. That's everything that we've been talking about from the earworm on down. Taking back control. Taking back your energy. Knowing you don't have to do nothing if you don't want to. Whatever you give is because you choose to give it. Wherever you choose to be is because you choose to be there. Not because you're required, not because you're obligated, not because of any of those things. But this person clearly took you for granted.
Hello.
Took you for granted. Took advantage of the fact that you've been knowing them forever. Y'all been together for a long time. Kept telling you these lies. Kept promising you all this other stuff. Only to just not do anything.
Bomba.
But now that you done walked into your power, got your confidence up, saying, I'm not dealing with this no more, closing the door and moving on with your life. Now that you doing all of this, they are stunned, flabbergasted. They texting you. Because you blocked them. You have no interest and no desire to want to be dealing with them in this mess anymore. And I like that for you. Because you absolutely, positively, undeniably deserve better. You always have and you always will. You have nothing to prove to anybody anymore. You're doing it. But you're going to have some decisions that you're going to have to make. This is where things get complicated. Because even though you're walking into this power, even though you're walking into this newer version of you, you're still on this emotional roller coaster. Because you still have your heart in this situation when it comes to this person. Your feelings are still attached. And a part of you still keep thinking about whether or not you want to go back and try it again or not. Even though you're at that point of where it's like, you know what? I released this. I'm walking away. I have no reason to be here anymore. You have broken my heart down to the core. It's nothing left to be said. It's nothing left to do. What more can I give you? I've given you the best sides of me, and it wasn't good enough for you. I've seen you in my highs and in my lows. It wasn't good enough for you. I've given you the best that I got. And all you can give me was your ass to kiss? But they trying. It's cute though. It's cute though. The Hangman. This is where you stuck. You're pondering it. This person is putting on a full-fledged show. Do you hear me? A full-fledged show. So theatrical. They want to send flowers to your job. They calling your mama and them, putting on the full theatrics. And the question is why? Why do you act like you care so much? Why do you act like something's going to be different now? Why? Ain't nothing changed. You still the same clown you always been. But they come around looking good, smelling good, trying to offer you an apology.
I want to apologize.
You know you my soulmate. And what's your point? Just because we soulmates don't mean I owe you anything. Just because I gave you the last good years of my life don't mean I owe you another day, another second, another minute. So the question then becomes, why now? Why now? Why now is this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio? Look, the Lovers in reverse. Why now? Now they want to have a consciousness. Now they know that they don't play games. They know that they don't wasted your time. They're thinking back over it. They're thinking back over it. Reevaluating everything. But it goes back to what I said. It goes back to what I said. This person is not unaware. They're not oblivious to the things that they do. They know exactly what they're doing, when they're doing it, and how they're doing it. Do not be fooled and do not be deceived by this rhetoric, by this theatrics, by this splurging. Like, do not be deceived. They are very clear about what they're doing. They are avoiding accountability. They are avoiding responsibility. They are avoiding maturity.
Get that garbage out of here.
They know they kept you playing. They know they just kept you waiting. You kept being hopeful, kept waiting. Now you're like, you know what? I'm cool. I'm willing to walk away from this. Because what's for me will be. I won't miss it. I don't have to beg it. I don't have to force it. I don't have to be emotional about it. It will fill my cup and not take from me. It will give me the emotional stability and satisfaction that I'm looking for. But instead, this just leaves me sad, disappointed, and confused all the time. What was the straw that broke the camel's back for Aries, Leo, Sagittarius? What was the straw that broke the camel's back? Eight of Cups. The Two of Cups. and the Four of Pentacles. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius decided to walk away from this soulmate connection, from this partnership, because they was tired of you being selfish. They were tired of you being selfish, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This was never about them. This was never about you guys as a couple. This was always all about you, which we already knew. Selfish, stubborn, arrogant, full of pride and ego. And here it is. Here it is. Three of Swords. The Three of Swords. Selfish. Unwilling to truly commit. Always got somebody else, a third party somewhere. Always got other options running around here. Totally untrustworthy. Wanting to have your cake and eat it too. And now that I said no, and I mean my no, now all of a sudden you flabbergasted, confounded, confused, stunned, astonished, tripping, perplexed.
Down.
Why are you so amazed? Why are you so disillusioned by me sticking up for myself and saying, you know what, enough is enough. I'm no longer going to sit here on the sidelines while you parade around with your other mistresses, your other women, your other men, your side chicks, your side men. I'm no longer going to give away my power to you.
Ain't many women's allow their husbands hoe to lay up in their house.
So this was a deal breaker for you. They were willing to walk away from this once they finally grasped just how selfish you are. How they were tired of competing where they don't compare. It was just like, oh, okay. Now I get it. Now I see it. Now I know it. Now I feel it. Really what it was that this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius got tired of being embarrassed.
Embarrassing.
That's really what it was. Every time you turn around, everybody in your town know what this person's doing to you. It's all on social media.
There are multiple video evidence, social media evidence.
It's everywhere. Everybody know. This person don't even have decency to keep their stuff in check. Keep it out of your face. They be bringing all the drama right there to your doorstep. You can't leave the house without your Air Force Ones in the trunk of your car because you think you might have to pop off. You think you might have to slap a chick. You think you might have to go to jail, so you keep bail money on hand. It ain't good. It ain't good. But again, they don't want nobody else to have you, though. They don't want you, but don't want nobody else to have you. Page of Wands. They were not expecting for you to come forward and to say what you had to say and mean what you had to say. They were not expecting for you to say, I'm not going to continue to move forward with this anymore.
I'm just not ready for all of this. It's just...
Okay? Like, you just got to the point where you just like, I just can't do it no more. All right? I can't do it no more. And as I said that, the Ace of Cups in reverse. You took back your power. You said, I'm willing to walk away from this and walk away from it from good. I'm no longer going to continue to put myself in these crazy predicaments with you anymore. I'm done.
I am sick. I am sick of your shit. And when I'm not sick, I'm tired. I am sick and tired.
And in that order. And in that order. Okay? In that order. You said I'm taking back control of my life. I'm going to empower myself to put myself in a position where I can grow and be healthy and thrive. I am no longer going to put myself in a position where I can't trust, where I can't live, where I can't be free without worrying about the sky falling down on me. I don't know what explosives are going to come out today. Like, can you imagine being on edge like that? Well, you don't know where you can walk without stepping on anything. Tired of being unhappy. Tired of not having consideration. Tired of not having that joy. The more you vacillate and go back and forth about this, when you really take inventory, which is what the card said, when you really take inventory of your life and the quality of this relationship, you will come to the point where you're just like, you know what? It's nothing here. What am I going back to? What am I going back for? Everything that you're telling me is nothing but a bunch of malarkey, hogwash.
The lie detector test determined that was a lie.
Every time they open up their mouth to try to tell you something, we already know what it is.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit?
Yeah. This Aries, Leo, Sagittarius said, I ain't got it in me no more. I'm not fighting for this no more. I'm not persevering for this no more. I'm not playing these games with you anymore. I'm done. You do nothing to advance me. You limit me. You stifle me. You hold me back. I'm regressive, not progressive. And this person feels so bodacious. They're just like, oh, who gonna want you? Who gonna want you? Like they trying to destroy your confidence on purpose.
You're ugly, you're skinny, you're shaped funny.
They're like, nah, you ain't going nowhere, you mine. Ain't nobody gonna ever want you because you mine. Everybody know you was being mine.
What?
And it's just like, what made you feel like I didn't have what it takes to be somebody in life? To go somewhere and to do something in life? Who told you that? I've been sitting around here supporting you and helping you with your stuff. Now it's time for me to focus on me. Now it's time for me to do me. Because as I'm sitting over here looking at my life, I'm like, how did I end up here? Oh, it was the day I gave you control. Oh, it was the day I was under your leadership. Oh, it was the day that I said I do. Oh, it was the day that I said I will. You see how you gave all your power away to somebody who just abused it from the jump?
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
But now it's about you taking back control. Now this is about I'm putting myself first. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you think. I don't care about what you feel. I don't care about what you assert. I'm unsubscribing. Do not contact me anymore. and leave me alone.
Oh my God.
And when I tell you this is not what they are expecting for you to say, this is not what they're expecting for you to do, and it's going to catch them off guard. What? Huh? How? It's so shocking. So shocking. So if you're ready to get into this and figure out how this story ends, okay, and get into the potential final outcomes, I want you to put the paper, pen, notebook emojis, something to that effect in the chat, because it is time for us to figure out what's going to happen with this next. I can tell you, I feel like you're going to continue down this path, but we're going to find out here in a second. All right? Paper, pen, notebook emojis. Here we go. Now, as we get into the potential final outcome, I say potential because I can't predict free will. I can only tell you what the energy says. You can listen to what I'm telling you. You can do whatever you want to do. You can be like, that made me crazy. I know what I want. I'm going back to my man, and ain't nothing she could tell me because that's my man, my man, my man, my man, my man.
Uh-oh. Now we're in trouble.
What's the potential final outcome here? This is very much so a pattern in your life that you're finally breaking free of. Okay, it's very much so a pattern. And if you're the person who is in this situation that is emotionally abusive, I feel like you may have seen remnants of this when you were growing up in your life. And this is what you were taught to believe love is and what it looks like. So now that you're finally empowering yourself, this is really like shocking even to you. Because you've never taken on this level of ownership before. You've never really walked into your full optimization. You go, girl. You go, girl. All right. So, potential final outcome. All these cards trying to fall out. All right. Potential final outcome. You're getting your swag back. All right. 2 cards fell out. Yeah. You done. You're done, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You are done. You are so sick of this person and they bullshit, it don't make any sense. You are done. Walking away. Tired of being stabbed in the back. Tired of taking the L. You don't care how long you've been knowing them. You don't care how long. You don't care that you go back with them when they was missing their front tooth. They probably still missing a front tooth. Just the other one now. You know? You don't care. You're like, it's nothing keeping me back here. It's nothing here that's leaving me hopeful. It's nothing here that's feeding my soul and making me feel good about anything. The decision has been made. The decision has been made for you. I know who I am. I know what I offer. I know what I can do. You're no longer indecisive anymore. The decision has been made. I am no longer going to be deceived by your bullshit, your conniving practices. I'm tapping into my intuition, which we already knew with this card. And I know who I am and I know what I offer people. I'm not going to sit up here and play these games with you no more. I know who I am. I know what I want. Just because you was confused don't make me confused. That's your problem. I'm clear. I'm super clear. That's your problem. That's a you problem. Let me know how that work out for you. Don't nobody care that you emotional? Don't nobody care that you in your feelings? Nobody cares. You all cried out? You over here feeling shocked and ashamed? No, you're not.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
You are really at that point where you're like, I'm going to make different decisions. I'm going to take control of my life because this is my life. This is my experience. I don't care that you don't know what you're doing. I don't care. Whatever excuse you come up with, I don't care.
Do you suffer from a lack of a father figure? Do you have clinical depression? Have you ever accidentally broken your mom's favorite coffee cup, and when she found out you did it, she tied you to a bed and spanked you with a metal spatula? If you said yes to any of these things, I don't care. And to keep it a bean, no one cares.
It don't matter what you say. It don't matter what you do. You can buy me all of the nice handbags, a new car, whatever. The antics that this person used to do is no longer working anymore. And you just looking at them like, oh, that's cute.
Who gives a shit?
You're moving on quickly. And they don't see that coming. They don't see that coming at all. In fact, you moving on quickly blindsides them. See, this is what they didn't understand. They thought that by dogging you out, that was going to impede something. That only made you more attractive to other people who saw you. They saw your light. They saw your glow. I wouldn't be surprised if Aries, Leo, Sagittarius end up kicking it with somebody else that you've been knowing for a long time too. As I said that, these two cards fell out. The offer card with the Ace of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles. Okay? But let me show you why this is important. I said, I wouldn't be surprised if you end up moving on with somebody that you've been knowing for a long time. Waiting patiently for you. Always seeing your value. Always seeing your worth. Always seeing you as being a star. You just never took them serious. Because you was just like, where is this coming from? Now you like, you know what? Baby, I do need to pay attention to little Earl. Yep. Mysteries being revealed. Feelings that was in the dark are not coming to the light. Nothing being hidden. Truth coming out. Truth coming out. Like, So how does this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio feel? How does this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio feel now that you're done, now that you're walking away, now that you're taking control of your life and saying that's a you problem, it has nothing to do with me. Go work out your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions for yourself. You probably need to sign up to go to therapy, something you should have been doing the whole time anyway. How does this person feel? How does this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio feel? Now that their antics are no longer working, how do they feel? They feel like they don't have another choice. They don't have no other options. They very cold. Letting the truth come out, but they're very cold. They're revealing things to you that you never heard them say before. But it's not working. It's not working. They feel like at this point they have no other choice but to really come clean about their feelings and their emotions. And they're probably expressing things to you that you've never heard them say before. And now you just like, who really cares about what you got to say? You sound dumb.
You look so dumb right now.
Like, why do I want to hear this? Why do I even care about what you're talking about? Did you really think that I was going to give a flick? Like, no. You did this to yourself. You played with me all this time. All this time. You know? You had me living my life on eggshells. All this time. And now you just like, I'm not doing it no more. It's nothing in you that's going to ever make me be ready to deal with you in this way ever again. I'm looking for a new love. RESPECT.
I'm ready.
Ain't nobody dealing with you in this skit no more.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
They don't care. They really give me the impression that they are Delulu. Why does Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio feel like there's unfinished business? 5 of Wands in reverse. The Tower. Yeah, they never thought they thought that you would never move on. They thought that you would never move on. They thought that the history would sustain you. They thought the history was going to sustain you. Only to find out, no, this has been in the making for quite some time. I'm tired of being in competition with Brittany, Kim, and Lisa. I'm tired of looking at how long we've been together and why things ain't working the way that they working. I'm tired of putting everything that I got into this relationship only to get nothing out in return. It's almost like going to the vending machine and putting $1 in and you don't even get the prize that you went to go buy, and they don't even give you your whole $1 back. What? This is so unkind. Like, this person, very selfish, very stubborn, very arrogant. But they like to lead with this lie that you make them so happy. They know you their soulmate. They know they can't live their life without you. And they probably say some very, very concerning statements. Maybe something like, I'll unalive myself if I can't be with you. You know, stuff that's very concerning. Very concerning. But here's the thing. You did it. You did this to yourself. But Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, you so sick of dealing with this person, you don't care. You just be like, oh, that's okay.
What the fuck was that?
That's just how you feel. You're tired of going down this path. You're tired of going in the wrong direction. You're finally taking your power back. Now you're just like, oh, okay. What am I doing here? You don't want me. I don't want you. It is what it is. Let's both of us move around and have a good life. But they don't see it like this. They don't.
Man, you know you my baby mama.
Fuck them kids.
What's your point? We can co-parent peacefully. I don't need you for that. I could pick up and drop off at 5 p.m. at BP. Ain't what you want to hear. I can't help that.
Bruh. Well, you know we share dog.
So? You want the dog? We can sell the dog. What are we fighting about? A dog?
All a bunch of bullshit.
This person was not expecting for you to go so cold, so quick, and so instant. They were not expecting for you to be like, this ain't what I want for my life. Not now, not ever. You're taking control. You're coming back into your destiny. And you're seeing how soon as you got this person out of your space, things start flowing for you. Working in your favor. Coming into the evolution of you. This mother trucker just want to hold you down. Add no value to your life. Do nothing to make you feel special. You've been living your whole life up until now wanting to be in hiding. Embarrassed. Ashamed. Humiliated. Not wanting to show your face. You got people popping up at your house doing wellness checks because you ain't called nobody in weeks. Now you coming into yourself. Where you just looking like, okay. This where it is. This is what we gonna do. This is how we feeling. This is the game that we playing. Cool. I don't want you. You don't want me. So let's just call a spade a spade.
Get your shit, and get out.
But they don't want that. They don't want to be there, and they don't want you there. They just don't want you moving on and giving your light to somebody else. They don't want you moving on and finding somebody else that's going to make you happy and give you the love and the light that you deserve. That's what this is. They don't want that, though. They're like an energy vulture.
It was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. You can do whatever you want to do. You can say whatever you want to say. But there will come a point in time in your life where things that you put out there will grow. Whatever seeds you plant, they will grow. So if you plant a flower seed, you're going to get a flower. If you plant a weed, you're going to get a weed. Surely as today is April 29th. The rent is due. The rent is due. You wanted to keep playing these games, keep gambling your money away like you ain't got no responsibilities and nothing to do?
Hey, Stu, your rent's due, motherfucker.
That's on you. But that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm in a clear head space. The game is over. You did whatever you did. You did it how you did it. Whatever you had to do, now I'm moving on with my life. And I love that for you, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I really do. I really do. It's like there are no words that you can say to this person. It's nothing that you can say. It's nothing that you can do. You just like looking at them like they're crazy. Like, what? Okay. And I care because of what? And it's nothing wrong with you feeling that way. See? Didn't we talk about control? We talked about control. Rihanna don't care what nobody say or think about her. This is about you dominating your life. Not being apologetic about what anybody has to say, anybody have to do. You living your life. Living your life. Happy. Free. Not thinking twice about it. There's nothing wrong with deciding better for yourself. There's nothing wrong with realizing that you deserve more. My healing is already in progress. My healing is already in progress. My willingness to forgive begins my healing process. I allow the love from my own heart to wash through me, cleansing and healing every part of my body. I know I am worth healing. This is about you taking back over your control. Control. Yep. You ain't playing this no more. You so sick and tired. You let this person run you down, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And I'm trying to figure out, like, when did you become so passive? It kind of goes back to what I said about you feeling as though you grew up seeing this somewhere. Like a family member, maybe your mom, your dad, like somebody was so passive before. This is where you got it from. This is a learned behavior about codependency and inferiority and insecurity and all of those different things, right? Name all the things you love. Are you one of them? I give myself the love and the attention that I need. Control. There it is, folks. There it is, folks. Angels, what are some shadow work that this Aries, Leo, Sagittarius need to work on during this time? What are some shadow work that the Aries, Leo, Sagittarius need to work on during this time? Oof. Obsession. Release the chains of thought and free your mind. This is about fixation, compulsion, and preoccupation. Interesting that it talks about the chains, because we've already identified that this person that you've been in this relationship with has devil-like energy. This is about you overcoming obsession. What shadow work should this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio be working on at this time? Desire. Harness this power to manifest dreams, not delusions. Listen, I done told y'all this person is delusional. This is about you overcoming longing, yearning, and craving. It's here. It's here. Listen, I'm happy for you, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I really am. How does this reading align with your outcome that you were expecting? Does this make you feel relieved? Does this bring you excitement? Does this bring you healing? Or are you a little bit nervous? Are you a little bit scared? Write that down in the chat. Let me know. If you could rewrite this outcome, what would it look like for you? Like, how are you feeling about all of this? Does this make you feel like I'm right on the money? I felt like something was pulling me in a different direction, and now I'm willing to release that fear? Or are you trauma bonding with somebody who doesn't help you, doesn't make you grow? They don't foster that sense of accountability and responsibility. How is it really making you feel? I mean, seriously, you know? I'm not sure about that. And there goes Siri, minding our business. All right. So I want to thank you so much for tuning into the Pisces Tarot Experience. If you have enjoyed this reading, please don't forget to subscribe to and become a part of my growing community on YouTube. You can find me on YouTube at Mimi Lightseer, and keep an eye out for even more engaging content that is coming your way. Remember, this reading is here for you whenever you need a little bit of guidance, so feel free to save it and replay it at any point in time. I love to hear from you, so drop a comment in the section below and let me know what resonates with you. And if you've enjoyed today's session, go ahead and show me some love and give me a thumbs up. If you would like to do a personal reading with me, I am currently booking at PiscesTarot.com, so don't hesitate to reach out. I will never reach out to you to do a reading. So if somebody contacts you with my name, image, and likeness, no, it is not me. Okay? I only book through PiscesTarot.com. All right? A huge thank you to everyone who joined the conversation today, and a warm welcome to all of our new subscribers. Thank you to all the people who have gifted me not only your time, your talent, but your treasure. Remember, everybody is fighting a battle that you cannot see. So be kind, patient, and gentle with others and yourself. How much? A whole lot, okay? How people treat you is not your business, but how you respond is. So leave a little bit of love everywhere you go, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Control.